Chapter 4. Travis could barely breathe as Cassie's thighs locked around his head. The intoxicating scent of her pussy surrounded him, the sweet taste of her juice quenching his thirst for her. A woman had never responded to him with such violent pleasure. He'd always made sure a woman reached orgasm, but none had ever come with such abandon. The sound of her gasping for breath reached his ears. He attempted to lift his head, breathing in deep through his nostrils, inhaling the scent of satisfied woman. She relaxed her hold on him, and he witnessed her blink her eyes open, her gaze unfocused and glassy. Using his elbows, he nudged her thighs apart, withdrawing his fingers from her tight, hot channel. She seemed to take the hint as she unlocked her shaking legs from around his neck. One last, "Oh my God," tumbled from her lips. Cassie blinked at him again, trying to catch her breath. Caressing her cheeks with his fingertips, he loved the dazed expression on her face. Jesus, she's beautiful. What I wouldn't give to see that look on her face all the time. He licked her cream from his lips, his not long ago sated erection pulsing again. He leaned forward and brushed a kiss across her lips. Surprising him, she wrapped herself around him, plunging her tongue into his mouth, kissing him deeply. When she broke away to breathe, he asked, "I guess that was good for you?" There are no words to describe how good that felt, she grinned. Out of the corner of his eye, he caught sight of the tub, nearly overflowing with water. "Shit!" She giggled as he lunged over to turn the water off. He pulled up the stopper to let some of the water out, and she hopped off the counter to sidle up next to him. When the water level dropped some, he plugged the drain again and lowered himself into the water, offering her a hand. Cassie grasped his palm, stepped into the tub, and settled between his legs, the back of her head resting on his chest. He scooped up some water, letting it rain down on her breasts. Her satisfied moan was music to his ears. "Thank you," she whispered, tipping her face up to his. The soft kiss made his erection swell further. She wriggled back into him. Somebody's poking me." The teasing tone of her voice made him smile against her lips. "You may address him as His Hardness. His Hardness has a thing for me." He nodded, swiping a fingertip down her nose. For quite some time." "How could I have not noticed?" "It seems you had other things on your mind. Your recovery, for one." She sighed. "Yes, that." He wrapped his arms around her in a protective manner, the urge swelling in his chest to confess he'd wished he had known what she'd been going through. Doesn't matter now. He had a chance to pamper her, and he intended to do just that. After what she'd undoubtedly gone through, she deserved it. He nuzzled the side of her head. "How did you manage while undergoing chemo?" "Wasn't easy. Luckily, I had health insurance and a partial trust fund to get by. My parents would send me money once in a while, too. I also did some freelance work when I could manage it. It gave me something to focus on other than being sick, and easier to focus on living rather than not dying. I got the job at the firm at the tail end of my treatments." In awe, he tightened his hold on her.